Hey y'all, welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
And on Instagram and Ravelry, you can find me as Toolizzforyou, Toolizzforyou.
I'm cpredmor on Ravelry, and on Instagram I'm posting as Knitting in Our Jeans. And I posted a couple things. Oh, Thanksgiving!
Yes.
I posted the apples.
And I posted our whole feast.
That's right. Once we got it to the table, it was a delectable feast.
I think we finished everything as of today, except for the apples.
No, the apples and the turkey.
You still have more turkey.
We have more turkey, but your father eats turkey for lunch, so
True.
He can eat the turkey. So, and I will have those apples gone
by next week.
Oh, maybe by Tuesday. It's going to be a rainy day tomorrow, so we might need to have hot apples. Anyway, I had hot apples for lunch today, so apples and cheese.
Sounds so weird.
It's often apple pie was served with cheddar cheese.
Okay.
So it's maybe old-fashioned, but it's absolutely delicious.
Okay.
So anyway, that would have been my lunch until they're gone. Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of things to eat, I was going to get back on the program with a smoothie. Uh-huh. And I know I've had banana smoothies before. Mm-hmm. So now I looked up one with bananas and blueberries, because we have blueberries, and soy milk. And then I went in the kitchen. We have one banana. One for the two of us.
Good.
Yeah. So if I make it, I'm going to have half the banana.
Well, you could always wait till Tuesday after he goes to the grocery store.
I could, yes.
Because apparently Tuesday is grocery day.
Yeah.
I have been alerted to this.
I have no idea why. No idea why.
Couldn't tell you.
No.
Could not tell you. But what have you been working on this week?
I have been working assiduously. Not on this. Oh, in my cleaning up. I found my oldest project.
Oh, yes. Yes. I remember when we bought that.
Is the fixings for a knitted jacket.
Which I think you would still wear the heck out of.
I would. So anyway, I have this out, not to be packed away, so that I could work on that probably before the artichoke French.
Oh, really?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Because that's in my stuff to try to get stuff up off the floor. So yes, I got some Ziploc vacuum bags, and I got several shells that you don't see.
Yeah.
Packed away in the vacuum bags, so to facilitate getting things up off the floor.
Good.
Yeah. We didn't attack that top shelf. Maybe next weekend. Okay. Do you see all the notepads?
Yes, I see.
Yeah, they have to come down. Anyway, what have I been working on? Christmas presents. So, my mother's Christmas present, I did work a little bit on her mitten, but while I'm going gangbusters on the duster, the mitten actually hurts. So, I thought I'll try to finish the counted cross stitch and get that sent off. And then I can always send the mittens later for a birthday present. Yes. So, here is the counted cross stitch. And I think you can see that the house is really filling in. I'm really quite pleased. So, we'll see how far I can get on that, because it's a nice counterpoint to knitting.
Yeah.
So when my hands get tired working on the duster, then I go to the counted cross stitch. And I've gotten from here up completely filled in, and then you can see that I've started working on...
You need the lower half of the roofs.
Yeah, that is actually boughs of greenery.
Ah, boughs of greenery.
Boughs of greenery are those two little things right there. This is a window, and there's one stitch up in there that is a different color than anything else. So I've got one stitch in the window pane up there, and then I have the greenery boughs. But they were, there wasn't as much of them as there was of other things. So I thought I would try to get the siding done, which is this gray. going back and forth. And then I actually have to look up what is in this little piece there. I think that is more boughs of greenery that are right in that little piece. But it's coming along. I'm really very, very pleased. There are people that go in down here, and I have not started them. I'm trying to get big pieces done. So I've been working on that. What have you been working on? So I finished the knee-sling sweater. I don't have it with me. It was supposed to be gifted this past week, so I have it wrapped. Actually, I don't have it wrapped. I have it almost wrapped, but I left it at the apartment. So I'll take a photo of that and hopefully be able to post that on my project page. And then hopefully I'll be able to gift it either this week, coming week, or the week after maybe. But then so that was Tuesday. So Wednesday, I picked up my test knit, and I knit the one colorwork band after separating for the sleeves. And then I knit sleeves till we hit the cuff. Knit this one Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Saturday today. Yeah, she's been going crazy.
And we've determined that I need at least a 4-inch cuff, where the pattern calls for a 3-inch cuff. So I am going to do that. So I'm working away on that. Going significantly slower than the two color color work.
Because I think with the two colors, there's something that you're looking forward to. There's the pattern, and you go, all right, so I have a couple stitches before I do that, and then you do that, and then it keeps moving you forward. It's like the mustache yarn and socks. That what's the next color gonna be? And I can keep going. I want to see what the next color is. So I can see, and then ribbing is just around and around and around.
So I'm now stuck in ribbing because I do want to get the sleeves done before I go back to the body. This test is supposed to be done by end of the week. I'm going to message her and just let her know that I've gotten this far. Maybe before I leave, we'll take a photo of it on me again. Because I put it on earlier and I forgot to take a photo.
Oh, is that what we were supposed to do?
That's what I thought of it as after I took it off and after I changed the cord out. So need to do that. Just to show that I've done it, and so far, with the modifications that the other testers have already noted, I have not found any additional changes that need to be made. But it fits really well.
It does.
I'm actually really proud of this. It's all over color work, which I never thought I would be able to do a sweater.
Very impressed.
In all over color work. I think because it's got the bands, it makes it a lot less daunting, which is good because I also, finally want to get that Aunt Fred done. And that's 2-color color work all over. So that'll be
very encouraging then.
Yeah, so that'll be a New Year's.
You not only have color, but you're changing colors.
Yeah.
So again, that also helps hold the interest.
Exactly, and that's what I meant by having the different bands of the different patterns. So this is a really, really lovely knit, and it seems to be pretty true to size. And it seems to be fitting me really well, so I'm pretty pleased with that test. I did sign up to do another test of a worsted weight Aran weight top that I've been seeing on Instagram recently. So once that gets started, I'll let you all know.
Cool.
But I'm actually probably going to be able to use leftovers from projects too. So again, stash busting, which is good because Advent starts on Tuesday, and
this was the first Sunday in Advent.
It was the first Sunday of Advent. But Advent calendars don't start until December 1st.
I know, because it makes it easier for them to print.
Yes, it does. So, that's super exciting.
Yes, we'll
but that means that there's more yarn.
Calendars.
Yes, but that means there's more yarn coming in.
Yes. How many calendars do you have coming in?
I have 3 calendars.
3?
No, I have 4. I have Miss Babs. I have the India Untangled December countdown to the end of the year. And then Vegan Yarns. And then the one that Tanya made me.
I have one.
I know.
Your father just opened his first one.
He did.
Yes. I got him. Elizabeth found an advent calendar or a Christmas calendar with sparkling white wine. And she sent me a message saying, "You think Dad would like this?" And I went, "Done." Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Joe just sent me something. So I said, "Yeah." Well, so anyway, the box came 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he's going, "Oh, this is a big box. Oh, this is really heavy." And I said, "That's your advent calendar." "Oh, well."
So he has decided that
What's
we'll
in
have...
it? So then I told him, he goes, "Oh, okay." So now he's already opened the box. And he has taken one out to chill for next weekend.
Because he's decided to extend the holiday and the wine. We're going to open one a weekend. So, they're mini bottles, and they're about 2 glasses per bottle.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
They're just a little big. I guess they're the size you get on airplanes.
Think they're a little bit bigger.
Okay. So, he's very excited. If the wine is half good, it'll be a win. Yeah. Yeah, really. Okay, so I have been also working on the duster.
Look at you.
So this is how much I've done today from here up. I need a total of 1.5 inches from here. And it looks to me like I have 1 inch or close to it. Can I have that ruler? Thank you. Yes, today already has 1 inch. I only have to do 1/2 inch more. And then I will be up to the bust shaping on the 2 fronts, which is this panel and its match on the other side. So that's at 16 inches. So not doing badly. So definitely keeping the Christmas present production going. I love the color.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
It's not even showing up all that. It's showing up more purple in this light than navy.
Yeah. So.
It's pretty.
Anyway, when I bought it, it was navy.
Well,
it just
either way, it's outside of her color range that she said she wanted to branch out of.
Yes. Yeah, it's not black or white.
Or gray.
Which is what she was trying to break away from. So I have been working on this. I'll finish that 1/2 inch tonight, and I will read the directions for the bust shaping, and I may stop at that point and then go back to the counted cross stitch.
Probably a good idea.
And work back and forth on that. So anyway, we do hope your Thanksgivings were good. Ours was incredibly quiet compared to what we normally have.
Yes.
For some of you, you may know that we generally travel down to Virginia, and for the past month, my mother has been going, "Well, I guess you're really happy you don't have to make that trip." You know, the trip I have been making for 43.5 years. And yeah, it's long, but we leave usually very early on Wednesday morning.
Okay, no. You say we're ready to go. Mother and I are usually ready to go at 8 a.m.
Yes.
We usually don't get to leave until 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Right.
Because someone else isn't ready.
Right. Hasn't packed.
So, even though that certain someone has, made sure that the rest of us are packed. And that the rest of us are ready to go early in the morning. And so, we usually don't get out until 10. There have been times when we have gotten out early. And
it's lovely.
It's really nice, but recently, a certain someone...
we usually get down there in time for a walk over to the local yarn shop.
Oh, yes, for fiber space.
And then a little nap.
Yes.
About an hour. And then dinner. Yes. Dinner is usually a small affair of my brother, my sister-in-law.
Of 11 to 13 of us.
Yes, which is small for us.
Yes.
And then the following day...
Well, that's your brothers and sisters.
Family.
Yeah, that's your immediate family.
And the following day is the family that my mother was born into. So she had a sister and 2 brothers. And so these are my cousins and their kids. And the festivities have moved to one of my cousins' houses, Michael. And we went through this before. You know, we have dishes upon dishes upon dishes, but there's a seated place for everybody, which is really very, very nice. And there's anywhere between 50 and 66 people who are family. So obviously we couldn't do that this year. And we didn't even go down to Virginia because my mom is, 92?
92.
And frailish. A stiff wind would blow the woman over.
No, I mean, it would blow her over, but she'd grab onto everything that she possibly could. Oh, yeah.
So, she wouldn't want to be left out of anything, and which I can understand. You want to be a part of everything. And she's doing her best. Now, her best includes going to the dollar store periodically because you just can't beat the dollar store. Well, I can understand that. I also truly adore shopping in the dollar store, but not now. The only place I'm going is the drugstore and physical therapy, fully masked. But my mom goes out to the dollar store probably once a month and then goes out to the bank and doesn't use the ATM. She goes inside to the teller. And then she also goes to the post office. Those are it. But so far she's been good. So knock wood, she's been doing just fine. So, do I miss the drive? I miss the drive home. The drive home is usually a bear and a half. But we didn't Zoom with anybody down in Virginia.
Because they don't have good internet
That's true. They don't, down at my brother's house, they don't have good Zoom. That's why we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
We did Zoom with friends of ours that we usually meet up with on Saturday because we were normally driving home on Saturday rather than Sunday because Sunday is such a zoo on the highway. So we were usually meeting up with them in Southern Maryland, Bethesda, and staying with them for about 6 hours. And then we get back in the car and slog it on home. The hardest part of that trip is coming through Delaware to just before the Delaware Memorial Bridge. Once you cross the bridge, it's actually pretty much a breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Well, especially because we do it Saturday night.
Right. So, it is what it is. Do I miss the drive? No, I miss everybody else. And if seeing everybody else is the price of the drive, that's what it is. Didn't get down to my brother's new house. We're not going down for Christmas. The other thing we were doing this weekend was buying Christmas gifts. We don't do a round robin or a Secret Santa. We
don't draw names out of a hat yet.
Maybe next year. And they talked about doing it this year, but I'd already started production on gifts.
Oh, I hadn't even heard of it.
Yes. Mary texted me and said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Well, I think I've already started gifts for 3 people. So I don't think that's going to work." Just saying. And she said, "Oh, you started early." I said, "Because I'm making them. That's why." So they may bring that up in the spring. Whatever.
What else?
It's not like there's that many people to buy for.
No,
so
it's really
but shopping down their way may be difficult. I don't know. But it's all mail order. So anyway, we're doing mail order now.
Yeah.
And for the people that have put up something I have bought.
We have a Google Doc.
Yes.
That we put together about 2-3 weeks ago. And so that is where we have been filling in lists. I think the only person I have to get something for is my cousin's husband. So hopefully he will put more on his list because
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that his mother-in-law, my aunt, took everything else on his list.
Oh, well, you can shoot him a text. So anyway, I've ordered everything. My next is to do Christmas cards and then put checks in the Christmas cards for the people that just wanted money, like Uncle Rob. And that's done. I
have to figure out what Grandma's getting me.
Right.
Yes, that's how we do things now. Now, once we turned about 20,
I don't know if
my grandmother just goes...
She wants to go in on this hairdryer?
I didn't... We're gonna table that, because I didn't even ask for the hairdryer.
You have in the past.
I told you not to pay full price. I told you not to pay for a new one. I told you that we could get a refurbished one.
I didn't want to do that.
I know. That's why I said I didn't want one this year.
I understand that. I understand that. I'm just saying that there's something here that if she wants to go in.
Right. We can talk about this offline. We don't need to do this in front of all of our viewers.
If you don't want it, I can find someone else to give it to.
Oh my word. I'm just gonna scream. But yeah. So, moving right along.
Anyway, you did get something else you wanted.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I've already ordered my Christmas present to myself.
Yes.
And luckily I did, because it's due to arrive December 18th to 23rd. So if I'd waited any longer, it would not arrive.
No.
And if you're thinking, what is it? It's an iPad, because my iPad downstairs has decided not to recharge.
Well, it recharges, but only in a very specific position.
That's right.
And if you possibly move at all, it goes... It's very funny.
Yeah, and it's what I read books on. It's like, it's my constant companion. So I would be bereft without it. It's so nice when we're traveling and on the boat to have all of my books with me. So anyway, that's ordered and will be arriving later in the month. So that's been done. So we really got a lot done. Would you like to talk about mail?
Sure. Oh, actually, I also worked on my mystery knit along. I got a few rows into clue 3. That is all.
Oh.
I was really, my hands were very tired on Friday night, I believe. And, so I didn't want to keep working on the color work. So I did that. But that's all I've worked on. And all I have, I have a swatch too. I did swatch. So this is from a few years ago. This is called Slaps Giving. This is from Nerd Girl. It's on Oh Snap. And it's for the Mira by, I just lost her name, Leety's Knits. So,
really pretty.
Yeah. So the pattern is this one up here. I swatched it down here. So it's like a mist garter kind of. It's really pretty. It's got a nice texture. It breaks up the pooling nicely. So I'm not as concerned about the pooling as I would be if it were straight stockinette. Because
it bothers you.
Well, when it's just little pooling, because of this yarn, it's so bright. Its specks of color are so bright, that might bug me.
I think it's gorgeous.
I know, I'm very excited about it. But I mean, this has been in the works for years. So I finally pulled it out, and it's just going to live out here until...
I missed Ben. I haven't gotten Ben yet.
It's okay.
There'll be another thing ordered.
It's okay.
Within days.
We got it. So, yeah, I swatched for it. I ran it through the washer and dryer. I got gauge. And I'm really excited to get moving on that. I want to get the test knit done. I want to get a few other things that have already been cast on.
Yeah, more of those whips you don't need.
Yeah, or things that I started in, like, my haze, or maybe just some socks, because I love socks. They're so warm.
Too.
So we'll see.
I'm wearing hand knit socks now.
I'm not, because I didn't pack another pair.
I love them.
And mine are in the wash.
In fact, I have to go through my dresser and maybe reorganize. I found 2 sweaters that I really can't stand, because I keep buying yarn, those colors.
Which colors, Mother?
Do you want to go out and get them? They're on the... Go get them. Oh, they're downstairs. They're on the...
Go get them.
It's a beige, and it may look good on me, but I really don't like them. So I'm going to go through my sweater drawers, and yes, there's more than one, and pull out sweaters that I just don't wear that much.
Well, yeah, but also I think, so if any of you follow Shelly Can, the accessories designer, she does bags and pins and things like that. She's great. Love her. But she's hosting a threadbare along, which is to knit with yarn and knit a sweater that matches your skin tone. So it's a little risque. She made it very silly and was like, hers is going to be color work because it's the chest tattoo that she never could possibly be brave enough to get. So these are kind of
Skinnish
tone. Well, this one's definitely me. This first color.
Yes, look at that.
Mm-hmm. I'm currently looking at a colorway from, from Magpie. That's more of this kind of color.
Mm-hmm.
That I think could make a really nice artichoke French, and I think in that color wouldn't wash me out too much.
No, I just don't feel good in them.
So this is your wool and honey.
Yes.
That you did in a fade.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to use the yarn for something else?
No.
Or okay.
No, I mean maybe this the top yarn. I could see it's this color that just drives me insane.
The mauve?
Yes.
I really like
I don't think I'm a mauve person. So I could take it apart.
Because I think that'll look really good in a
I
yoke.
actually like that.
Like that in a color work with that, but I don't think you have enough of that. That's very pretty, you know?
Yeah, I just don't like that.
I don't like that personally.
I'm not fond of this either. But I do like the light and I like the dark. I like jewel tones. I like contrast. And I just don't like this. So, I mean, but if I take it apart, you know, if I give it away now to Goodwill or something, there's somebody who could wear it.
Yes. If
I take it apart, you know, I may get around to making it again. Okay. So I'm thinking of donating to Goodwill. And this is yarn that I got at Vogue Knitting 2 years ago.
Was it Vogue or was it the...
It was Vogue.
Oh.
It was Vogue. It's Lana...
Yeah.
Lana...
I've never been the biggest fan of that colorway.
And I got it because, I should get some neutrals. Well...
Not those kinds of neutrals?
Not these. Do I like the sweater? I like the sweater. If this was a sweater in magenta, I would wear it constantly. But I don't like it. So I think Goodwill is going to be getting a small box of sweaters for me. Or I know, the 50/50 shop.
I was going to say, maybe reach out to the ladies of the 50/50 shop, because they at least know then who made it, and, you know, you can give them further details on, you know, the yarn... The content and stuff.
I'd say
and
both
the
of them are wool.
Right, and the size, and if it's washable, you know, you have more ability to have contact. I mean, I'm using this green essentially as a neutral, really, for this sweater. So I'm not one to talk, I think. But I also am thinking of joining in on that along with.
Right, this is the new PomPom.
Oh,
and here's the sweater on the front, and here it is in the middle. I love colors like this. And I'm just to the point of, I don't need to apologize for not liking neutrals or calming colors. I'm just not a calming colors person.
No.
So even, let's see, what did I do with it?
Behind you?
Yes, my oldest sweater project. This is about as neutral as I ever want to be, which is blue. It's a fuzzy.
Oh, thank God.
It's not a bug. It's a fuzzy.
No, I thought it somehow had, like, gotten wet and dyed the yarn.
So
there was a red fuzzy on a ball of white yarn.
Neutral for me, I think. Navy blues and things like that. And the reason they didn't have it made it up yet is some of the yarn that they had put in here to be the contrast color I did not like. And so I went and I bought new. I went and bought this.
I think so.
To be the pleat color. So we will work on that. But anyway, PomPom came, and I love the sweater that's on the front.
It's Amy from La Bien Amie and Stephen West, right? Are essentially
by Les Garçons.
That's Midnight Garden.
Okay.
So
that's Midnight Garden, sorry.
So the cover pattern is Fox Thoughts and is it Fox Thoughts or Through the Trees and Fox Thoughts? Hold on, I have it right here, Mom. Yeah, so it's Fox Thoughts by Hikaru Payne. And it's both a pullover and a cardigan.
Mm-hmm.
They have the pattern for both. And it's in lace weight.
It's just stunning.
It's gorgeous, but it is in lace weight. Be aware.
Right. So let's go from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
PomPom, they are. Mwah.
And so they decided a bright winter.
Yes.
Here. So they have brights throughout. Although I'd say this is a neutral.
So is the one by Les Garçons.
So I like that.
Yeah,
a lot.
it's a marl.
Yes.
They do a lot of marl. They do a lot of marl color blocking.
This is Proffer. And I think that would be really delightful. Here it is on the following pages.
Yeah.
And of course, it does depend on the colors you choose to do the sweater in, which is why that design of this is fine. I just don't like the colors. This is a great
optical illusion.
Yes, cowl. Just stunning, and it would be so eye-catching, and I think would brighten up your day. It's called Convoy. Probably how your eyes get crossed as you're driving long distances. This is called City Lights.
It's really pretty.
And very pretty. Again, I think the bright colors help brighten up your day. We are coming into probably the darker parts of the month, at least in the Northern Hemisphere. We were sitting in the living room today watching Time Team. Doesn't everybody watch British shows that have been canceled about archaeology? Anyway, we do. And it was 4:30 and it was dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is just a very pretty sweater.
It is. Is it knit or crochet?
It's knit. I'm saying that. I didn't check. Crocheted. It is crocheted.
It's gorgeous. There's a lot coming out that of gorgeous garments now in crochet. We've been saying it for years, and in my knitting group, we've been saying it for years that crochet, you can do some amazing things. We have a woman in our group who very often will remake knit patterns in crochet, and it's gorgeous. But I'm really loving this new resurgence, or this new surge of people actually designing beautiful, not just
really
granny
pretty
square
winter hat.
Oh yeah, and not just like granny square.
Called Lead Light. Here is a really pretty lace shawl, chromophore, and of course I love it in that bright orange color. Really pretty. That would be so nice in a bright yellow.
I can't wear yellow.
A jewel tone yellow. I would love.
Ooh, I love that.
Midnight Garden.
I love it.
Look at this.
It's a combination of stranded and intarsia, and it's charted. The entire body is charted. I think it's with a DK or worsted weight.
It is just
and it's
stunning.
It is. It's absolutely stunning. I'm
just stunning. And then this looks like what you were working on.
Kinship. It's by Stephen West and Olga. And they do very interesting architectural knits, as we all know.
And this section is in.
It looks very similar to Painted Bricks.
Yes.
And to what is the honeycombs and the different type, that kind of stuff from Stephen West with the newest mystery knit along.
That is the honeycombs. They're really close.
I mean, it's more like Clue 2, but yeah.
Really pretty.
It's very close.
Yes. And then she has a one-armed poncho. So it's a short sleeve over here, and then it just is a poncho on this side, which I think is really nifty because you could throw that other side over to keep the other arm warm, and yet it stays on.
Who is it by?
Who is it by? By Bristol Ivy. And it's called Iskant. Adventurous but accessible knit. The type of joyful experiment that is the hallmark of Bristol's design. It is a dramatic, it goes one arm open to grow into a dramatic sweep of fabric that can be worn down the side of the body or pulled up and draped around the shoulder.
Yep.
So, really, I love the patterns I've got in here. Absolutely love them. This is a colorwork cowl called Through the Trees. And
Very
you can
pretty.
see the ribbing is where you get that. And then we're back to Fox Thoughts.
Yep.
Just the stunning color work. Absolutely stunning.
Which was by...
Listening to Hero talk about working as a dyer for La Bien-Aimée is enough to make anyone wish they could drop everything and relocate to Paris. When we were talking about what we were going to do in retirement, people said, well, where are you going? I said, we could go anywhere. We could rent an apartment on the left bank. We have no reason why we couldn't. You know, some people
I'd go visit.
Some people go to Florida. We could be in Paris for 2 or 3 months.
I'm okay with this idea.
I don't know that I could talk my husband into doing that, and certainly would have to be after we get vaccinated. But wouldn't that be such fun? I mean,
yes.
There's so many things around Paris that you could investigate and do.
Yes, it would be so much fun.
Incredible. So here it is as the cardigan. Really very, very pretty. Then there's questions and answers with Adela Colvin.
It's by Gay Glaspie, Gigi Knits, and it's with Adela of Lola Bean Yarn.
Yes.
It's a beautiful interview.
Who never holds back.
That neither of them do, and I appreciate it.
We know them both.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, we've met Gigi on many an occasion, and we've
sat and talked with her.
Yes, and we've met Adela at a few events.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that. At least I haven't noticed it in other PomPom issues, but they have a note right before all of the patterns about how to properly, or not properly, how to best substitute yarn, and that they acknowledge that the yarns that they used are the ones that the designers felt inspired by, and that yes, some of them can be cost prohibitive, and so when looking at your substitutions, that you should look at the grist, which is how Modern Daily Knitting put it, which is the amount of yardage for the amount of weight. So it's the volumetric of the yarn. So is it 400 yards to 100 grams? Is it 200 yards to 100 grams? Is it 50 grams and it's, 200 yards, which means it's fingering weight? Things like that, and making sure that your substitution is close enough. And then also taking into account the fiber content. Is it a more rustic wool? Does it have a silk content? Does it have alpaca?
How will it drape?
Yeah.
Which is something that you can answer if you do a large swatch.
Yes.
So large swatches make a big difference.
Which is why I tend to do larger swatches. Because as you all know, I do a lot of yarn substitution. So yeah.
I didn't know there was a looped yarn works in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
We'll have to visit at some point. Anyway,
at some point.
John Arbin has an ad in here. I mean, it's just really, I love PomPom. I do. I'm so glad that I've got a subscription.
Yeah.
So, yes, here's Fox Thoughts. They've got the pullover chart, Rich Rose. So this is all a page of explanation.
Yeah, because I think what you do is you hold 2 yarns together. I think. I don't know. I haven't read the pattern. It
looks like there are only 2 yarns per row.
Okay.
But they've got up through yarn L and N.
Yeah, there's a lot of yarn.
There's a lot of yarn. And it's going to take you a while because the more yarn that you're working with.
And it's a small gauge.
Right.
I think it was like 29 stitches to 4 inches.
I haven't
So that's about 8.5 stitches per inch.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. I don't necessarily see the
29 to 29 stitches,
Fingering.
29 rounds. That's 8.5, but it's on 3.5 millimeters, so that's
like a...
I'd say
It's like
that's
a
8.5 stitches per inch, Mom.
Yeah.
That's not on a 5.
An 8 is a 4. So we're talking about a 7.
A US 4 is 3.5. So it might be a 5,
5,
but I don't think you can get fingering. I don't think fingering you would get 8.5 stitches to the inch on 5s.
Anyway, they're working with La Bien Aimé's Helix lace weight, which is 75% merino, 25% Gotland, and it's 710 yards per 100 grams skein. So it's a heavy lace. Because a lot of my laces are 800 or 800 plus yards to 100 grams. So again, this is where doing a swatch will help you a great deal. There's a lot of reading in this.
Yeah.
Shades. We've got A, which is the undergrowth. I'm assuming that is her black.
Yeah.
And then we B, C, B, D.
C is up there. So it goes through L up there, and it goes through N
down here.
Yeah.
So much fun. It's just a really...
Oh, and if we're getting this up at some point this weekend, before midnight on whatever day today is, Sunday, make sure to check out Neighborhood Fiber Co. They have a turkey hangover sale for all of their non-organic yarns that they're trying to sell off, which is a lot of their chunky, and the last bits of their 800 or of their 400 yard massive worsted skeins, some of the studio sock, but yeah, so that's take a gander.
Take a look.
I have opened and closed that tab many times this weekend. But I also did just buy like 2 sweaters quantities about a month and a half ago.
Bought their 1,600
That's what I did, yeah.
So, you know, I really do have to, since we're whispering about relocating.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
About 60 miles.
Yeah.
If that. It really all depends on whether the place we were looking at is still available in January. Because my husband does not want to have this house open during the holiday season. And I said, okay, whatever. You know, there's no sense in really pushing things. So that's why I'm getting my yarn in Ziploc vacuum bags so that it doesn't look quite as hysterical. Because he's been packing up. He has been reorganizing things and getting it down to manageable piles. I think he's actually serious about this.
Oh, my word.
So I said, well, I don't have to do it now because, you know, we're not doing anything now. Well, how do I know? How do you know you can do it if you don't do it now? I'm like, well, that's really circular logic. So anyway, I'm going to be putting things... So I'm not buying yarn now at all. Because then I have to explain to the raving maniac how it will fit. Not going there.
No.
I don't have anything else. There's nothing else in my big bag. I mean, I worked a couple rows on my mom's mitten. So I think I'm going to focus on her counter cross stitch ornament for her Christmas present. And then I'll send off the gloves for a birthday present. And that'll be fine.
I think so.
I don't need to make myself crazy.
No.
If I get them done, I get them done.
Yes.
Yes. What else?
Check your emails for any newsletters you've signed up for. It is Cyber Monday. So make sure that, you know, and this holiday I've been trying to order much more from independent stores and such than the big box, but unless it's something very specific. But for friends, I have been ordering from small businesses mostly. So keep that in mind, even if you're, I know.
I've been following the links.
I know. I've been finding the links and then finding the things somewhere else.
Oh, you're good.
I'm trying to be. But the point is watch out. See if anyone is having a sale, if that's what you want. If not, maybe take note. And if you're able to, wait and buy at full price. I know a lot of small businesses are going to probably be struggling through this holiday season since they won't be getting the foot traffic that they normally get, or they'll be having decreased sales anyways because there is a significant amount of our population that is unemployed due to the global pandemic we are still within.
Yeah.
So I know I did partake in some Black Friday sales that happened on Friday. And one of which was for the Stitch Sew Shop down in Alexandria, because theirs was digital. So I got some knit fabric and a pattern that I'd had my eye on.
I have knit fabric that I bought this summer, and it's been through the washer and the dryer, and I haven't made up yet, so I didn't need anything else.
I figured I should make a pair of joggers that aren't possibly off grain, and because they twist around my legs, and so
the gray pair,
they're slightly off alignment because I really didn't give a damn when I cut them out because I just wanted to. It was proof of concept,
right?
And you know what? It was like my first time using a knit fabric, so
you're talking about the baggy work,
because they're very comfortable.
Yes, I know they're comfortable.
They're very comfortable. Yeah. So I think it's worth having at least one other pair.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah. That's part of, I think, what that was. And then maybe I'll make another wrap dress out of the other. Because I did get enough. Or there was a remnant that was
big enough?
Big enough. So.
Okay.
We'll see.
No, I only have one more person apparently to buy for. And then I am done. I have no idea what your father wants.
I have to talk to my cousin about recommendations for father.
Right.
But, yeah. Father is a difficult person to buy for.
Very difficult. Usually the things he wants is like, I want a new boat.
Yeah.
I want a tiller. I want... Okay. What? What makes him happiest is not spending money.
Yes.
It's like, so if I don't buy you something that makes you happy,
but then he really enjoys opening gifts.
Right. So.
He's an enigma wrapped in...
I don't know. Maybe when he's asleep, I'll measure his feet and make him a pair of socks.
You are too funny.
I could do that. He probably wouldn't wear them.
He wouldn't wear them.
No, I like white socks.
I like my white athletic socks pulled all the way up to my shin. And I like wearing my pants only so that they hit the top of the socks. Because I'm an old guy.
He is very set in his ways.
He really is. Really is. We say all this with love.
Yes.
But yeah. So I think I'm moving quite a pretty pace with my sweater here.
You are. I'm moving much slower because I've got cables.
Well, yeah. I'm just trying to.
That is what's nice about ribbing is that you can.
2.5 inches. I have 1.5 inches more. I can do this.
I was going to say to go or to left.
No, I have 2.5 inches. I need to get to 4.
Very nice. So, yes, we tried it on, and 4 you need it, definitely.
At least. So, that's that. Other than that, I think I've
signed up for the Christmas Pass for Washington National Cathedral. They're going to be having various concerts. They ask for a $10 donation, but it's not necessary. You can click that off your basket if you so desire, but that was on they talked about it at the church service today, and it's also on their website. So if you look at the Washington National Cathedral website, I think there's a button there about Christmas, and what they're talking about is their whole series of events that they're going to be having, which are basically concerts and talks and all this other kind of stuff. I do like the music that they're able to produce at the National Cathedral. doesn't take away from our own church music, because we're still recording away and sending it in and getting it mixed by our choir director, and then it gets played. In fact, last week, the bishop who did a virtual visit thought that the organist was actually in the church. No, he's at home, and it's all pre-mixed, and we're all singing at home. But we've been able to do our multi-part anthems and our regular hymns, and that has really been delightful. So when people ask, what's keeping you busy? Well, there's one whole day, or one whole afternoon that's taken up with recording to get the hymns and the anthem out. I've got mornings at PT on Tuesdays and Fridays, and then I was talking.
You're a very busy retired lady.
I'm telling you.
For being in a pandemic. Come on now. I mean.
And then the walk. So we've been out and walking. So I decided, because people say, so what do you do when you get home? I sit there because I'm knitting, or I'm doing cross stitch. I mean, I'm active, but I'm not.
Your brain
moving.
is engaged,
my
hands
are engaged.
But your general musculature,
the core is not going anywhere. So I asked the PT, I think that I need to have a goal, an outward goal of how much moving around I should be doing, so that I don't become cast in concrete. So we discussed it. He is the fact that I have the Apple Watch. He goes, you're wearing something that can keep track of this. What do you do when it says stand up? I said, I ignore it.
These are things I've been telling her for a year and a half to 2 years, but now that Rob has said it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so he said start with 300 calories of activity.
Which is 300 move goal.
Right. And you make that, I believe, on the watch.
Yes.
And so the goal is to hit that every day. And then once that becomes really easy, which I think it will with walking around the block, then to keep moving it up. I know Rod has 1,000 calories a day in moving.
It'll start getting used to you getting up and walking around, so it will decrease the amount that actually burns, because it's now become an activity you do often.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you don't, that's a whole metabolic response. You don't actually burn the same number of calories when you have been working out for multiple months versus when you just start.
Right.
So just keep that in mind.
I'm not worried.
I know. I just.
What's worrisome is the fact we have one banana downstairs.
Apparently, this is a bigger issue than I thought, because I didn't hear about it until right now, and I've been here since Wednesday night.
We didn't have a one banana until after breakfast this morning.
Oh goodness. But yeah. So the point was that you should, if you still have people to buy for holiday gifts, buy now. 1, 2, try and buy small.
Yes.
I know that a lot of places are really hoping for that boost of holiday traffic. Mm-hmm. So if you can, do it. If you can't, that's fine too.
You do what you can.
Yeah.
You absolutely do what you can.
So I know I have a few things that I think I want to check out before the end of Sunday, so before midnight Sunday into Monday, because it hasn't been confirmed if they're going to have this sales on Monday for certain places. And then there's at least 1 or 2 places that I'm going to check out Monday. So
you're going to be very busy.
I'm going to be very busy. Very busy. Don't
and
you
other
all
than
know?
that,
Busy.
Things are perking along. So I really hope your Thanksgiving holiday was joyful and full of excellent food. I mean, I have to say that our dinner was delicious.
Our lunch was great, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we did eat about 2 o'clock.
Yes.
Which is what we had planned. So it all worked out really well. I hope yours worked out too. And here we are now, smack dab in the holiday season. So good luck with all the things that you are working on, whether it's for gifts or for yourself. I hope you get it all done in time. That would be great.
And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.